Happy Friday. I'm back. I hope you guys have been well. Trying to go live on Instagram. There we go. All right. So I think everything should be good to go. Let me just check here. I hope there's not an echo. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Happy Friday, guys. I hope you guys have been well. Um, I am back. I was on vacation and then I was sick, but I'm back to our weekly accountability meetings. If you're using the 12-week year or you're just tracking your goals and you want to stay on track. So in that vein, if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay, if you could put on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you do this week with your goals? Let me know if you're above a 5, what you're proud of about what you did. If you're below, what kind of threw you off and what do you want to do better or work on as you move into the next coming week? So this week we're in a new month. So let me share my screen with you guys. So I have already filled out my 12-week year because my scorecard I didn't track this week, but I'm going to do that with you guys. I did it when I planned my month, which I have that video up on my channel now, my full month. So when I made my monthly goals, you'll see here, I went ahead and set my lead goals for those monthly priority goals. So just in case you haven't seen yet, we can take a look. My monthly goals are to reestablish my gut health, get back on my health regimen, also to prepare for special occasions for my family. So I have to order Easter outfits, Easter baskets. Christian's birthday, my son who is turning 3, is April 2nd. So I got to order like the birthday decorations. I don't know why that does that. I got to order the birthday decorations, the cupcakes, and his present. So that's the family occasion stuff. Then I'm going to reprioritize my family routines, which I'm going to do with you guys today, just to show you how I do that after we kind of plan the week. Modify and stick to my daily routine. So that kind of goes into some of the routine changes I'm going to make, and increasing organic traffic to my site. So yeah, just kind of a lot of getting back on track, pushing in this last 4 weeks of the 12-week year for me. And so I can hit those quarterly goals. Just to give you an idea, my quarterly goals this quarter are 3 of them are based on wellness. So cardio each weekday, eliminating sugar and carbs from my diet, also dairy, eliminating alcohol at home. That's something I was already able to achieve. My other 12-week goal is to meet weekly for our family budgeting with my husband, which has been going well. And then for my business, I had some ad goals, newsletter goals, and for my psychology job, I had a goal of 2 reports per week. So those are all kind of things that I'm working towards making normal. Let's get to my tracker. So let's see what's the best way for you guys to see this. I think it might be like this, actually. All right, so it's still kind of small. My first monthly priority is all about that total wellness. So I wanted to meal prep once per week, stick to my batch days, and waking up at 4:45 a.m. because I had fell off track with that in the last 2 weeks of February. So I did do that every week, the waking up every day. Sorry, this week. I wasn't always productive. Like Wednesday, I remember I just kind of was like Tuesday when I had to go into the office, I was just kind of getting ready. And the rest of the days I actually did things for my business, which was great. And then I did meal prep this past Sunday. And, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. I'll just use my little whiteout pen here. And then, so yeah, I meal prepped on Sunday. Meal prepping for me is a big piece of being able to stick to my nutrition goals. I do have a goal of healing my gut this quarter, and well, at least getting on track with that lifestyle and doing things to be in the process of healing my gut. I know it will probably take longer than 1 quarter. But I noticed that I'm much more adherent when I meal prep. So cooking like the vegetables at the beginning of the week and just using like the air fryer to reheat them, prepping things so I don't have to cut. I can just kind of get in the kitchen and even the salads for lunch, I already had them made. So that helped me out a lot. And then sticking to my batch days. So essentially, I have days, each day of the week, I have certain things that I'm set to do, kind of recurring each week. And kind of sticking to that is going to help me reach a lot of my business goals. So that is going to be, let's see, Tuesday I definitely did because I went into the office. I think I did this week, and I wasn't feeling the best. I was sick starting last Thursday, started feeling better like Monday-ish, but not all the way. So I'm proud of myself with that. So for the wellness this week, things have been good. I think going on vacation helped me get back on track. And then I actually had to take off of work because I was sick. So that helped me. Today, I was particularly proud of myself because I didn't want to do a lot of things on my batch day. So Fridays are my admin day, budgeting, my inbox. So I had to do things like call the doctor for my kids, those kinds of things. I hate all those kinds of things, especially bookkeeping, and I stuck with it. And that is for me a big part of like my financial wellness goals. I'm proud of myself. So wellness looks like I'm hitting 100%. I mean, I'm sure I didn't do everything perfectly, but as far as quantity goes, actually doing the things, I did pretty well. Now, this looks a lot different than the week before I went to vacation where I was kind of falling off track. Vacation, I didn't do anything. Obviously, I was on vacation. So yeah, this is not always the case, I guess I should say. My next monthly priority is family priorities. So in this first week of March, I wanted to order the kids' Easter outfits, and I have not done that yet. So I need to put that in my schedule to do that on Sunday. What was it? Easter outfits. And then hopefully I can check that off. And then next week it would be moving on to their Easter baskets. But the literacy, we did good. I remember one night we did not do it. I think that was Tuesday. Yeah, the day I went into work, I was just exhausted. But Layla's doing great. It's like so incredible to see her like reading those 3-letter words now and sounding out the words. So I'm pretty sure we're going to do it tonight. So I'm going to give myself an 80%. If you're new to the 12-week year, when you're scoring each of your tactics for the week, so those are your lead goals, which should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. You want to be trying to hit at least 85% each week to know that you're on track with meeting your goals. If you keep, let's say, each week not hitting 85%, for me, like 80%, I kind of mark that as 85% because it's only one day missed. But let's say you're consistently getting like 50% or 40% of your lead goal. You want to really consider, have you bitten off more than you can chew? And if it's consistent, how can you bring it down or be more realistic about what you're able to do in this season of life towards that goal that you have? So that's just a goal of why we kind of track the quantity of how much we're able to do. And then family budget each week. We've been doing that. So that's 100%. This one I'm going to wait till Sunday. Okay, so my third monthly priority is getting organic traffic to my website. So I'll move this down so you guys can see those. Hopefully you can see. Okay. Getting organic traffic to my website. So at the beginning of the year and towards the end of last year, I was doing a lot of ads just to get that low hanging fruit of people wanting to buy a planner and wanting to set goals for the new year. That was something at the time that was profitable because the demand for a planner at that time, I was just kind of putting myself in front of people that were already interested. As time goes on, now we're moving in March, they're becoming less profitable. And so I, in my plan, decided to stop them at that point that they become unprofitable. I also don't want to build a community strictly on ads because it's just a different vibe. I really want to connect with people and really help people not only with my product, but with my information that I give in this channel and in my newsletter, all those sorts of things. So that's kind of what that goal is all about. I talk a little bit more about that in my monthly reset video if you're interested. And so the first one is I wanted to do one short form per week. These are already scheduled out for me. So that's a check. I can just put it on the Monday. I did all my Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest scheduling at the beginning of the month. So I don't even have to think about that during the month, which is really helpful. 2 carousels per week. Again, that is already scheduled out for me. And then 6 YouTubes per month. And I'm on track to do that, 6 YouTube videos. So I'm not including my live videos. So I did my monthly reset video. I have a video coming out this Saturday. And then I already have 4 more filmed. One is with the editor already. One is already uploaded for the editor afterwards. So actually the last one I still have to film. So the other 3. So I think I'm pretty much on track of where I want to be each week, which I wrote down as 1.5 per week, which is like, what does 0.5 mean? But I kind of can assess, am I on track or not with that? And I am. So I posted my last video on a Saturday. So I'll just put the check there and say 100%. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'll give you guys a bird's eye view of what that looks like. Feeling pretty good about my progress this week. Let me know how you did. I also am going to track my my progress towards my yearly goals, which are what the 12-week year calls the lag goals. Those are like more your goals focused on your larger vision, which could be a year for me. It could be 3 to 5 years for you. And your 12-week year goals are moving you closer to those. If you want this template scorecard, it's free. It's linked in the description below. You can just grab it if you are a concrete person like myself and want to track it that way. You can also track these kinds of things in like whatever software you use, like project management software, things like Notion, that kind of thing. So for total wellness, it's the beginning of March. I would expect myself to be about almost 2/3 the way through for progress. So this is kind of where my expectation would be. I would say I'm about halfway where I was expecting myself to be because I did fall off track in February. So that is going to be my work for March, is to really stay on track with my wellness goals. I did go to therapy this morning. I've been waking up early, working out, all those kinds of things. So I'm happy, but I need to stay consistent. Nurturing my family. So that second goal is really nurturing and enjoying my family. I feel like I'm pretty much where I want to be there. I'm very intentional about our family time. Okay. And then let's see, expanding my business. So as far as my yearly goals, I have my goal planner at the beginning. Let's see just to remind myself what I really meant by that. Okay. So I know where I want to be selling per week. I'm about at one point I was selling per week during the ads when they were doing really well, almost double and triple the sales I wanted per week. Now that I've stopped them, I'm about 2/3 of the way of my goal. So my work seems like really to focus on expanding my business and my wellness goals, which are mind, body, spirit, and financial wellness. All right. So, hello. Hi, Kit Noir. That is my 12-week year scorecard. Let's take a look at my weekly plan because I'm doing something a little bit different. I thought I would share with you guys as far as my weekly planning. If you would want to stay and plan with me. So, looks like my internet is acting up. I hope it's not too bad. So, okay. My week, this is the main thing that I am going to be working on. So let me just explain here before I go into this. Okay, so I used to, probably about 2 to 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, use Trello to manage like all my long-term ongoing projects. I have a lot of boards in there. And, I would even put ideas in there, things like that. And I slowly drifted away from it. I can't really tell you why, and started only using like my written list. And what I came to evolve to doing was just keeping a running list in my planner, which I'll go back to, of ongoing projects and to-dos. I have so much stuff going on in my life, largely trying to increase my YouTube videos from 4 times a month to 6 times a month outside of our lives together. Not to mention just with my kiddos and, life in general. I'm also a psychologist. I'm keeping a lot in my head. So I've been developing some new organizational systems to help me stay on track. I read the book Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte. I also read the Para Method. Well, I listened to that on Audibles, actually, if I'm transparent. And I'm currently reading Getting Things Done. So once I have all of it, I'm going to make a video on how I've updated my life organization system. But for now, I'm still learning and changing things, which you'll see here in the lives. And then when it's really complete, nice, fancy, and shiny, I'm going to make a video. So what I have been doing now is, there's a couple of things that I'll always will be writing by hand because, research shows we reach our goals more when we write them by hand and track them by hand. So I'll never stop doing that by hand. And also just helps me make it more tangible, feels more concrete. Also, my planning. I've tried many times in the past to convert all my planning to digital, and that just doesn't work for me. Something about writing it down, blocking out my days, like, on paper. That's like the daily planning section in my planner. That helps me, like in the more immediate day-to-day, the monthly planning, just to help me wrap my brain around it. But I'm a hybrid girly. I'm not necessarily just a digital girly or a paper girly. I'm a hybrid girly. And so I really use both. I use my calendars, and I definitely sometimes use project management systems. I've tried Asana. That didn't really work for me. Like I said, I used Trello for a long time. I have jumped into Notion only because I downloaded a template, a script template to help you like just streamline your YouTube scripts. And it was in Notion, so I was kind of forced to use it. And I just started applying the techniques I was learning about in this book, Building a Second Brain. If anybody's read it, let me know. And by Tiago Forte, and then the Para Method by Tiago Forte as well. And so what I'm doing now is I'm having my projects, like my long-term projects in Notion, and then those immediate to-dos for the week, I'll transfer to my planner because that'll help me block it out in my schedule. But all the like long after task and the like project management in and of themselves, I will keep in Notion, which I've just started this. I have set aside time to do it this weekend, but maybe I can share with you guys just what my Notion is looking like. Let me stop that screen. Okay. Let me share this screen, share screen, window, task. Okay. Okay, so this is currently what I'm building up in my Notion. So I have task. So the way the second brain works, you only have like the task you're not even really supposed to have. But projects, areas of your life. So my areas are YouTube so far, family, my routines, personal finance. So my budget, the budget template that I use is in there. Just can click it. It's in my Google Drive. Stuff I have to do for my family, my YouTube. So these are my ideas. And then I have also my content buckets and my tracker. So tracking the videos that I actually have in the process. And then what I like is I can have my script template in here. Let me just go to one that I've actually written out. This is a video I have coming, so you guys on live will see this video that I have. So I have all my brainstorming that I can kind of do, tips for like creating thumbnails, tips for creating titles and introductions, and then the actual script like at the bottom. So it's all in one place. I used to have that in a Google document, and it was very cumbersome to like read through. So that's my YouTube area. And then that's about it for now. I'm going to build more out this weekend and then archive like older things. So essentially you have projects. Those are goals with a deadline, things that have like multiple tasks. So for me, like I have Christian's birthday, which I'll just open, order cupcakes, buy decorations, check out breweries my family is visiting. They want to visit a brewery and get a sitter for Saturday night, so we can go to said brewery without my kids. So you have projects, then you have areas of your life. You also have a resources folder, which I haven't created yet because I haven't had any new resources like articles or anything that you're reading. And then for me, I also have this task. Like this is like the first step or the next step in each project that I have, or just like things I think of in my head because I have the Notion app on my phone too, that I need to add to, or that I want to add to my actual planner. So that's what this task list is, which I don't think I think he does talk about it. And you can modify the system for what works for you. So that's the Notion. And then so from those tasks, I can add now in my planner for the week what I need to get done. So let me share back to my planner. All right. So here we go. The next immediate task I will be adding there. I'm not going to plan my week with you guys because I want to show you guys my habits and routines process. I also add in, if you're new here, just to quickly give you like the structure of how I plan my weeks. Then here I will add all my meetings first. And from this list of to-dos, I will add those in on days that I have time to work around them. I also usually write my batch days here, my zone cleaning days, which has recently been just doing it on the weekend, about an hour, either 15 minutes a day or an hour on the weekend. And then my habit tracker, I reflect on the previous week. And then I make sure to name out my priorities so I'm focused and streamlined. And then I will go through, which you can do this on a day-to-day basis, or you can do it at the beginning of the week. I find my weeks are much smoother when I do it at the beginning of the week, but I do have to use pencil because things change as the week goes on. Time block out all your days, the tasks that you have set up, your tactics for the 12-week year goals. You want to be sure that you're adding time for them each week. One thing that I was really adamant about having in this planner was like time blocking for each day. And don't forget your strategic block. So that's a 3-hour block that you're going to put in your schedule that you can just do like flow work and really get into your goals, and a breakout block in your schedule where you just take a break. That's 3 hours of self-care because we all need to rest and refresh. What I want to show you guys, which I'll go up for a little bit, is how I do my habits and routines organizer. So I'm changing a couple of my routines, and I wanted to do that with you. So hopefully you guys can stay with me if this interests you, and we can do that together. So these are previous ones I just keep to pull from. Seems like the last time I changed it was at the beginning of the year because that's my month one. But you can see, so essentially you write out. I also have this for you guys to download in the description below. But essentially, you're going to write out the habits. Sorry, let me start over. Essentially, you're going to write out the domains in your life and the habits that you want to implement in each one of those domains. Okay. So that's my last one. This is my one even before that. I was thinking, let me go back to my monthly because I had some notes in my monthly plan on how I wanted to change things that I wanted to change. Oh, my email routine, my budgeting, promotion, and my monthly routines, I think. Fridays as well. Okay. Yeah, I have to get back on a lot of stuff, I feel like. And just thinking about, so let's make this clearer. So let's start with all our life domains and our habits first, and then you take those and you put those into different routines. So I'll just show you guys an example. So early morning routine, work routine, lunch, and that's all kind of taken from the habits you want to implement. So the domains I had last time, I may be adding a few, some may be staying the same, were family routines, spiritual / personal development. Oh, you guys can't see this. And then I also have my self-care routines, my neuropsychology work routines, and my business Mod Ambition routines, home maintenance routines. I think I'm going to add YouTube because although I have Mod Ambition here, I'm changing this a lot. I do apologize. It's just, I'm a sideways writer. I guess I can turn this way. YouTube is like a different beast than like my actual business, if that makes sense. It's like, it's community, it's sometimes marketing, but it's its own thing. Oh, thank you, Kendra. And thanks for joining me. So I'm going to put YouTube as a domain. Oops, if I could spell it. I think that's the only ones I wanted to add. Let me just make sure. I have home maintenance. Was there anything else? I could say financial. I think financial routines is what I'm missing here, or financial habits. Okay. So then you go to each section and you write the habits that you want to implement into your life or that you're already implementing and you want to continue. Let's bring this down. So family literacy. So my son practices his ABC sounds each night, and my daughter practices her 3-letter words each night. Each weekday night. Then also meal prep and meal planning. The kids' vitamins. Toy and clothes rotation I had last season. I don't know if that's really a habit I want to continue. Not that I won't continue it, but realistically, I'm not really doing it monthly as I had wanted to do it. I'm just kind of doing it when they get overwhelmed with toys. I think I want to keep this really realistic as like actual habits I'm going to be doing. So we have our monthly date night. I have conscious parenting on here. I'm not going to put that because that's not an actual habit. Weekly FaceTimes with my mom and my husband's parents. Washing the kids' hair. We do that on Sundays. Okay, are there any more family habits that I'm missing? I don't think so. We have a babysitter every Sunday that helps us. She comes from, well, we have two different ones, but from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. right before their nap. So we get a break on Sundays from 9 to 3 when they wake up, 2:30, whatever. Me and my husband, we don't have any family in Colorado, so we never get a break. We're always on. So having a babysitter on the weekends is like our only little reprieve to do things for ourselves. Or for me, I end up working a lot just because working for my business is fun. But I try to reserve time to do self-care as well. So spiritual, personal, let's go to self-care. So therapy. I'm also doing a lot of mindful coloring lately, which I'm really liking. My skincare routine, dental hygiene. I tested positive for the BRCA2 gene, which is a gene that um, basically makes you more susceptible to certain types of cancers. So I have to stay on top. Hey, Rosie. I have to stay on top of doing things like a mammogram each year, a breast MRI each year, a pelvic scan each year, and then also blood work for, I think it's cervical cancer each year. So I don't have any type of cancer. It's just screenings that I have to do because of this gene. So I got to stay on top of that. Habits like my nails, hair, those kind of things. So my nails, I usually do them every 2 weeks. As you can tell, I'm doing them this weekend. And then, oh, hi, Denise. So happy you made it. I'm actually going to talk about how I want to get back on my Fly Lady routines and how I'm watching your channel. So that's helpful. If you're interested in like cleaning routines or getting your house on a system to make sure that you can stay on top of homemaking, I'm a working mom, but there is a way to implement the system as a working mom. I'm not the expert on that, but homemaking with Denise is. You should watch her channel for sure. And then I have babysitter 2 times a month, but I put that up there. Okay. Then the habits for my spiritual development is I'm journaling now in this Jesus Calling journal. I also have the devotional, which is helpful. It has Bible verses in there, those kinds of things. I'll just put therapy here as well. My goal tracking, which you guys are doing with me. Prayer, we have a gratitude practice each night, which is kind of just second nature, but I'll write it down. Let's see here. That's pretty much everything. My work as a neuropsychologist, I'm just going to do, my reports each week. That's pretty much it as far as like habits I'm doing each week. I want to keep this one really realistic because if you see this one, there's just a lot of things on there. All right. So let's say for YouTube, the habits that I want to implement. Can you guys see that? Let me pull it out a little bit more. I'm going to skip this one. YouTube is 6 videos per month. It's also 4 lives per month. I also am doing community posts. I think I'm doing a post, I want to say 3 times a week. I schedule them all out. 1 short per week, 1 short per week, and then 3 community posts. So I essentially do those scheduled out at the beginning of the month. So I don't really have to think that much about them. Financial, I would say bookkeeping each week. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around. And then me and my husband have a budget meeting each week, each Friday. For my business, I have my 2 emails per week. So I have someone helping me get those out, which has been great. 1 blog. The same person that's helping me with my emails, helping me with my blog, which are essentially my YouTube videos just converted to a blog and Pinterest pins. And then, yeah, I think that's it. I have a lot of stuff on here that I'm no longer doing because I'm not really focused on the side, like the TikToks and the Instagram, because if I look at my analytics on my shop, they're not that beneficial. So Google is really helpful, like SEO, so blogs. YouTube has been helpful to get the word out. Oh, thank you, Yashika. It's so good to like meet all of you ladies. So I'm not focused on that. You can see I had all this stuff that I was doing before, or at least trying to do, and I'm streamlining. I'm definitely streamlining. And then the bookkeeping kind of goes hand in hand with my business, and then YouTube. For home, if I talk about, so I want to get back on my zones. I do my weekly home blessing to prep for the week, which is for me, and maybe just Denise will correct me if I'm doing it wrong. I love the budget meeting weekly. I need to do that with my husband. However, have a discuss having an admin do more with managing bookkeeping and that kind of thing. Yeah, that would be really helpful. So my Sunday like preps are like meal prepping, and I also do like my home blessing, honestly, over Saturday and Sunday. So I vacuum downstairs and upstairs and the bathrooms and the kitchen. I try to do like a quick mop. I have my 3-year-old dust, which she doesn't get much done. Well, she's 4 now. Oh my God. I have a whole list, but I haven't been on it. As you can see, I've been doing like the bare minimum that I've been wanting to get back to, which is why I'm excited that I found Homemaking with Denise to get back on my groove. So I want to do my weekly home blessing. So we have housekeepers that come once a month, which is helpful to help me do the deep cleaning. And then I try to do like the decluttering. I used to be pretty good at doing like 10, 15 minutes a day, but now I've been just spending the weekends. So I'm going to just put my zones and my like daily focus. That's where I do like the declutter stuff. But even the house cleaner, why I'm continuing the zones, even though we have the monthly folks that help us clean, is they don't really do like, I mean, they do deep cleaning, like they clean the toilets and stuff, but they don't really like, they're not cleaning like the baseboards or my refrigerator, things like that, which I wish they did, but they don't. Okay, so those are the habits. Let me make sure on my monthly plan, because I have some ideas of things I needed to add. Budgeting. Oh, my Friday. Oh, so I have some monthly stuff that I want to do, which is content scheduling. I'll put that here. Monthly content scheduling. And then weekly, I have to get things either to my video editor or to the person that's helping me with my emails. So I would say coordinate support, I guess, could be a good term for that. I have a little note down here of what I need to do. Thumbnails and scheduling, that's kind of part of my YouTube Friday task. My email routine, I need to get back on that. So before I was using like the 4-hour work weeks, kind of strategy, I guess you can call it, of doing my emails like at lunch and kind of ignoring them before that, like getting your task done that you set out for yourself first before checking email. But the way my life works now, being a neuropsychologist, and I'm also a manager of 2 interns now, I have to kind of be on top of my emails at the beginning of the day. So I had switched that to the beginning of the day, which was actually pretty helpful, but I have fallen out of that and I want to get back into that. So it's not just emails for my neuropsychology job, though, it's emails for everything. But I will let me put it under Mod Ambition. I'll put it under both. Email routine or habit. Okay. I think that's it. Let me just check one more time. Monthly. I have my monthly to-do. So let me show you guys that. So let me stop sharing the screen and go to my, where did I put it? Areas. Routines. Did I put it? Yeah. Okay, let me share that with you guys. That I need to put in here. Slides, share screen. Okay. So in my Notion, I have my monthly reset routine. So you guys see me plan the month in my videos but I also do a few other things that I want to kind of just document here in my routine. So I have my wash day usually. If I'm wearing a hairdo that is inaccessible to wash my hair weekly, I take it all down at least once a month, or if I have a sew-in, once a month, do like a really good clarifying shampoo. And right now I have a U-part wig for anybody that understands that. So I kind of like take the braids down and give it a good like scrub. Planning the month, what you guys see me do, my home refresh. So I kind of just try to start over and like take things to Goodwill, reorganize if things have gotten too crazy, just kind of reset the house. Promo content creation, I should say, and scheduling. And when I say promo, that's Instagram and TikTok, which largely promote my YouTube. That's why I call it that. And budget bookkeeping. Although I'm doing this weekly, at the beginning of the month, I like to set my budget in the template that I'm using. I got my template from a YouTuber, Selena Trevino. And I like to set the budget at the beginning of each month, and then I just track my expenses weekly. So if I added these here, I think I have wash day here. No, I don't. Oh, yeah. Let me see. I think I'll just move to routines. Okay, so let me move back to routines so you guys can see that. Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. Stop. All right. Going back to my planner. Okay, so now that we have the habits that we want to make sure that we have in our life, we're going to add them into routines so we can make them applicable to our everyday life. So, for instance, before I forget, we have, so you can see how I did it last time. I'm going to put my monthly one here before I forget, since that was just up on the screen. So this is my monthly routine that I don't want to forget. And the reason I do this, because this is a placeholder for all the things that I want to do in my life. So if I do have a week that I'm sick and I fall off track, or if the kids are sick, or if I go on vacation, or who knows what happens in life, that's just what life is, I can get back, I can come back here, which I have revisited this so many times, look at my intention of how I want my life to be in my routines, and I can get back on track. A good tip for when you need to get back on track with your routines is to actually write it out fully in your planner. So you can see now I'm pretty good with the routine I was doing before. I would just write out morning routine on my day-to-day schedule. But if I were trying to get back on track, I would write, you know, get up at 4:45. I would write, let's see, what do I do first? Coffee, work. So whatever I'm working on before my kids wake up, I try to work on something that is for my business before I give my time to like my corporate job or my kids or my husband. I work on something for me, get the kids ready, and then instead of get ready here, I would put my cardio, I would put shower, makeup, I would put up like step by step of my routine in my planner. That way, every day I have a to-do list to like refer to until I know it so well, I can just write morning routine or evening routine or lunch routine. So here you see I have lunch routine, which for me is eating, packing my orders, or shipping my orders. I kind of do it every other day. One day pack, one day ship. And so, yeah, so that's why this is helpful to do, to write down. So monthly, again, like I said, are those wash days, scheduling content, plan the month, set budget, anything, oh, home refresh, I think. All right. Let's set my early morning routine. I'm just going to go through one more of these so you guys can just see, because it'll probably take me a while to go through all of them. But I write my early morning routine. Then my morning routine. So that's like after the kids leave, before I start working. Then I have my work AM, which for me is 8 a.m. to noon, like so before lunch. My work AM routine, my lunch routine. I have a work PM routine, early evening. And then evening. And this may sound like I'm doing a lot, but it's really like some of this just might be like if you drive to work, it might just be like work. And like if you have tasks that you just have to do, you do that. But if there are certain things you want to make sure you do on your lunch break, you can write those in there. Your evening routine might be just like skincare, dental hygiene, and color. It's just a placeholder for how you want to live your life. But doesn't mean you have to be like and doing anything intense for each one of these. Oh, thank you, Denise. Okay, so I have evening, and then I have my weekend. So this is one of the things I wanted to change. I have a lot of Friday routines that I just kind of want to write out. So that's like me and my husband do our budget meeting. I do my admin days. So I, check my personal mail. I try to get rid of like any paper clutter that I have, schedule appointments, those kinds of things on Fridays. So Fridays are something I kind of want to write down everything that I'm doing. And then also I can do weekend, Saturday and Sunday together. I also wanted to write out my batch days. So there's certain days like Mondays I dedicate to content creation. Tuesdays are dedicated solely to my work as a neuropsychologist, so on. So each day has its day. I want to try to get back, like I said, on my zone cleaning. So I'll just write those out there. And then what I want to do in my home blessing. And used to have like a work zones routine that didn't last long. I wasn't really keeping up with that. So that's what I'll do. And I'll write down the steps of each one of those routines so I have it down. I'll usually also write like the time here. So like I'm waking up at 4:45. The only reason I wake up at 4:45 instead of 5 is because it takes me like 15 minutes to get myself together, get my coffee, and like actually be a human being. Not because I'm just like so productive that I wake up at 4:45. It's actually kind of the opposite. So yeah, that'll be my new routines, and then I'll just put my habits behind there, and I will put my older ones because I like to just keep my older ones. I have 2 sets of older ones behind that with a paper clip. So if I want to reference them in the future, I can do that. And I'll fill this out probably that way I don't feel like rushed because I don't want to keep you guys that long. That's how I do that. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you did well with your goals this week, and let me know how you did. Thank you for joining me. I will be here next Friday. That's one of my goals, is to rain or shine, show up for all of our meetings. I missed a couple last month. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye guys. Thank you so much.